Yo, it's Manamo, and I'm a former Call of Duty athlete, Scuff controller and all, and today I just want to give you my thoughts on the Black Ops 6 beta. And for not playing Call of Duty multiplayer in 5 years, I will say that I am very impressed. So I played the beta since it went live and have roughly 6 hours in it. I've gotten the max level you can get in the beta and use pretty much every gun other than the snipers, and I can say that my first impression so far is pretty positive. Keep in mind, these are my first early impressions of the game, and my opinion can change at any time, but anyways, let's get into the pros and cons of the multiplayer. For my first pro, I'm going with Omni Movement. I think this is the best feature they added to Call of Duty in recent years, and the whole time I played the beta, I was going crazy with the movement of this game. Just like I said for my Black Ops 6 Direct video, I was hoping for that Max Payne 3, diving out of the window, turning around with the SMG midair, and just shooting someone while falling on your back. And the Black Ops 6 movement delivered that. I feel like it was one of those things where I can't really explain how it feels. Like, you kind of have to hop on and try it yourself to see if you like it or not. I'd say it's very easy to learn, and if you do not like it, you could turn it off and play with like the original movement style that Call of Duty's always had. Overall, I really think Omni Movement is a great addition to Call of Duty, and I just love how it works. Pro number 2, the maps other than the shopping center map feel really good. Like, there's going to be 16 maps on release, but the 4 maps I did play felt really good, except for one of them. Now, let's go through them one by one. Derelict is probably one of my favorites, probably my second favorite out of the 4. It's a classic 3-lane map. It's a train yard with low verticality. The only places you can really go up or down is the trains themselves. And there's like a sniper lookout on one of the buildings of the map. Very simple map. It's a medium-sized map that plays more like a smaller map, and since there's so much cover, people usually run around trying to find people to kill instead of camping, There are a lot of people on apps like Twitter who do not like the map, but I really don't think it's bad compared to some other maps in the beta. Skyline, that's probably my favorite map from the beta, and I'm sure for many people as well. And honestly, in my opinion, this map would probably be like the shipment or like the nuke town of this game. It's a small 3-lane penthouse on the top of the skyscraper with 3 different levels of verticality. There is a top floor with a long hallway that for some reason people just love to fucking dolphin dive in. It's funny as shit. And also a kind of hidden bottom level that not many people take advantage of. This map also has a dynamic setting to it, as it could go into the vents on the ground and do a security reboot that drops shutters on some doors and windows in one part of the map, which can really change the playstyle of both teams, and it's actually a really nice feature, and I hope Treyarch incorporates it more in their other maps. Scud is an okay map in my opinion. It's not the worst out of the 4. It's a more open, mid-sized map that really encourages long-range weapons like assault rifles or even snipers. You can still rush with the SMG, as there are areas in the map that encourage flanking. But like I said, it's really meant for long-range weapons. Map kind of reminds me of Bog from COD 4, where you kind of just stay at a distance and just shoot people with a M16 or sniper. It's not a bad map, but it's also not the most exciting map, and you won't have a bad game on it. Now, the map that I didn't really like is called Rewind, and it's like a shopping center in West Virginia. In my opinion, this is the worst fucking map out of the 4 that we played, and there are a couple reasons why I say this. On paper, it looks like a good map, mostly indoor fights, but the issue with the map for me is that it feels like a maze, and there are too many doorways you can get shot from. In the middle section of the map, there are windows on the front of the building, and a total of 4 doorways to enter this small-ass room, right? Rarely anyone uses the outside area other than the back area of the shopping center, the flank. Everyone really stays inside of the building, where, like I said, it's like a maze and you get shot from every single direction. Pro number 3, the game feels like a Treyarch game, alright? I was a little skeptical as the newer Call of Duty games all look like the new Modern Warfare games, which makes sense as they're all made on the same engine, but I love it that the game does feel like a Treyarch game. And what I mean by that, it's very fast paced and has that arcadey feeling to it, which honestly is how, in my opinion, Call of Duty should be anyways. The pacing of the game is just really good. There was never a moment where I felt like there was nothing but silence and everyone stopped shooting each other. It was non-stop action every single second of the game, which is great. No one was really camping in the beta. Pro number 4 for me at least is the time to kill. Now, there's a lot of people with mixed opinions right now on how the time to kill feels for them, and I don't blame them. It is a beta. The devs are still working on the game, so the time to kill ain't gonna be perfect. But for me, it felt really good, and honestly, time to kill is probably one of the most important things in the Call of Duty game. And there was some times where I got first shot and damn near 10 hit markers and didn't kill the guy, but it was really a rare occurrence. Plus, there was a lot of packet bursts due to a lot of people hopping on, so the connectivity was a little bad in the beta, which is usually how it goes every year, but whatever. I can't really judge as time to kill, but honestly, for the most part, it felt good. And if it felt good in the beta, I imagine it's going to be good in the real game. Pro number 5 that I can think of. The perks, they're pretty good. I like them. Now, I don't think they showed every perk in the beta, but based on what I've seen, there are new perks, and a lot of the classic perks as well in the game. They have a new system. It's if you put 3 perks of the same color, you get a bonus perk, right? It's a special bonus perk, and it gives you some kind of boost depending on the colors of perks you have on. The only thing I didn't like so far about this system is the blue perk bonus lets you see every enemy through walls when you respawn. I think that's terrible as the game is giving players an incentive after dying and getting outplayed. Shit makes no sense and I think they should change that one. Other than that, the perks do feel good and I have no issues with that so far. There are plenty more pros that I have in mind, but I don't want the video to be too long. So let's just get into the cons, and I'll tell you right now, there is some shit that is annoying in this game. My first con is gun balancing. The fucking Jackal PDW and SMGs in general need a big ass nerf. Any game you enter, 9 out of 10 players are using the Jackal PDW, or sometimes the C9, which is like the MP5 of the game, but it's mainly gonna be the Jackal. Why the fuck does SMG do more damage and have better range than assault rifles? Also, the shotgun is a nerf gun. I swear I could be breathing down a motherfucker's neck and still get a hit marker with it. But then you have the SWAT 5.56, which feels like a COD 4 M16 with stopping power. It's actually insane how slipped on that weapon was in the beta because everyone wanted to run around with the damn fucking Jackal. There's definitely some gun balancing issues which remind me of Black Ops 3 beta with the Razorback SMG, or I think it was like the MP5 or the Black Ops 4 beta. I don't know if you guys remember that. If anyone's old like me, you remember that. I'm sure they'll work on that once the beta ends though, just like they did in those games. Con number 2, the attack sprint honestly feels so fucking useless in that game, even with the double time perk, which is supposed to make it like faster. Not really much to say here. I don't know why attack sprint is even in the game. It feels like you are running in mud when you attack sprint. But yeah, like it just sucks. There's literally no point of having it. Con number 3, and probably the worst one in my opinion, skill-based matchmaking. Goddamn, that shit makes every game feel sweaty as fuck. Don't get me wrong, I love competitive sweaty-ass lobbies sometimes, but every game feels like I'm going against people who will get carpal tunnel and fucking arthritis in the next year. Every single game. Every game is a sweat fest. I never had a single game where I could just chill without getting fucked in the ass, right? I've never been a fan of skill-based matchmaking, especially with games like Call of Duty introduce a ranked game mode each year. Like, that's literally the whole point of you putting a ranked game mode, just, you know, so you could fucking take your sweaty ass in there. You know, I recently played X Defiant, which has no skill-based matchmaking, and honestly, I never got frustrated. I was so happy playing that game, and I lost a lot of games on there too. It's not like I won every single game, but like there was never a point where like I felt like I had to fucking break my fingers on the damn controller just to win, you know? Listen, I'm old as fuck now, alright? And I can't keep up with the 12-year-old slide canceling and 360 dolphin dive and no scoping me every game. Like I said, I love competitive games, but sometimes I just want to chill. Con number 4, the kill streaks cost too many points, and plus they're non-loopable. Like, with the kill streaks we got access to, it feels like they're so much harder to get than any other Call of Duty I've ever played. I swear, like, a UAV in this game is the equivalent to getting, like, a fucking lightning strike from Black Ops 2. Which, the UAV should be the easiest streak to get. It's just a traditional thing in Call of Duty. Plus, the kill streaks do not loop. It encourages good players to, like, die in game so that he can get his streaks again. I hate that shit. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Black Ops 6 beta. Honestly, I'm loving the direction it's going so far, and I had a really good time on it. It's the first real Call of Duty that I'm actually, like, interested in the past 5 years. So far, it's been really fun. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. You burn 1 to 2 calories moving your mouse or your fingers towards it. Also subscribe if you're new, and let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said in the comments below.